I'll tell you what, the facilities at this new club, absolutely fantastic. The pitch that you see behind me is exactly where we're going to be playing the home matches for Swansea University. Quite excited to be playing here, to be honest. I just hope the job in the university itself will actually live up to the hype, because I need to eat. In case you didn't know, Swansea Uni Football Club are not actually paying me. I'm actually under an amateur contract. Let's see how long that lasts. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Unemployed to Legend with Swansea University. My name is Craig, and coming up in today's video we have all the transfers that have happened in and out of the club so far. And there's been a fair few in about 3 weeks, as well as the first league game of not only the series but also of the season as well. Now, since you were last with me, as I've mentioned, there has been a ton of transfer activity, including the loss of one or two expected players who I did mention in the last episode. But before we come to that, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to those of you who have watched episode 1, given it that like, and just generally shown the supports that I'm hoping that this series truly deserves. And I hope it entertains you as we go along and try and rise through the world of football. If you didn't watch episode 1, I urge you go back and watch, see how we joined Swansea Uni and see how the club and the players were before I got my paws on it and started to change a few things and try to improve things for the better. Now, on to the transfers, and we're going to go straight to the transfer history. As mentioned, several players have come in, including a couple of key players actually going out. One of whom I mentioned in the last episode, Adam Orme, a 30-year-old Welsh right midfielder. As you can see, he was going to be one of our key players at 4.5 stars. He has gone to Connah's Quay, who I believe, they're in the Cymru Premier, so they're in the division above us. They're in the top tier of Wales, and it's a shame. Really is a shame. He was a key player last season, 25 appearances, 21 the year before for Swansea Uni. It's a 30-game season, so he was clearly a first-team player who we are going to miss on that right-hand side. We did get players in to replace him. We'll come to those in a moment. And the other player we lost as well, Jordan Hughes. I didn't really pay too much attention to him because I didn't actually focus on how good our right-backs were. But as a full-back, he was going to be our starter. He isn't now, and I'm still looking for a replacement for him, actually, because the ones that we do have in may or may not get the job done. Actually, looking at this, he got 6 of acceleration. I like my fullbacks getting up and down the left and right flanks, so how effective he would have been at that is anyone's guess. Another regular who has gone. Yeah, who did he go to actually? He went to Airbus. Yeah, also in the division above us, so it kind of makes sense that he would have gone there. As for the players who we have brought in, though, we start with what I consider to be the best signing so far, Reece Shirley, a 19-year-old English striker who has come in from Plymouth. Actually, no, just Plymouth. He was on loan at Plymouth Parkway. He's come from Plymouth's youth system. He is a 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential striker. Can also play at Premier League level. Welsh Premier League level, not Premier League, if you know what I mean. But if that is the case, if he lives up to that billing, then he's easily going to be the key to us doing well this season. I'm not sure if you can see, no, you can't see behind my head. I'll show you on the squad planner just how good he is compared to the rest of my strikers, which is a bit of a worry. It's kind of concerning how light we are up front, but we'll come to that in a moment. Second up is Elias Roos, or Vowels. Roos, we'll just call him Roos. Another English player, goalkeeper in this case, 19 years old. Another freebie, they're all freebies actually. We've got him from not even Birmingham because he's had a year out of the game. So he was from Birmingham, had a year out, and he's now landed at Swansea University. The poor boy. Currently at the level that we are at right now, the Cymru South, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. You can kind of see what we're going for. I mean, you can't see it again, it's behind my head actually. You can see the name Luke Martin. He's 0.5 star. That's how bad our goalkeeper situation was when I took over. Luke Martin is 0.5 star, and Elias Roos doesn't exactly jump out, but if he's miles better than Luke Martin, we've done ourselves a massive favour. Benjamin Heel, another English player, 19 years old. You can tell we're going for the youngsters already. English as well. We'd like to get a few Welsh players in. 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential as well. Central midfielder. In from West Ham after a year out. So we're getting quite a few players from reputable academies in England. He's also another one who is Premier League standard, so hopefully we'll see him perform very, very well. He's not even as good, apparently, as Hubert Matras. He's about as good as Luke Chambers, who's another player we'll come to. But if he's already a Premier League player, then he will see a lot of game time. Tom Bamford, a 20-year-old English defender, central defender, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. Rinse and repeat. He's come from Huddersfield after a year out. He's landed at Swansea Uni. I like to think we're giving all these players a spot on a course at the university, because that would just be great. They can learn and play football, and when their careers are done, they can then just move into something else. Sim Mulvaney, we're just going to call him Mulvaney anyway. 19-year-old English right midfielder or right winger. We can play right midfield. Tactics we'll come to in a bit. 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. It's literal rinse and repeat. He's come from Notts County this time after a year out. Not as good, but he's still Premier League standard. Simru Premier League standard, which means he's probably going to be a starter for us, which I am absolutely happy with. I think I've had him as a player in FM20, like in a save that I did offline long time ago. And I'm just trying to think if he lasted very long. I don't think he did, which means he's on a bit of a redemption arc with me at the moment. But then that's something I'm just holding as bias against him from a previous timeline. Joe Leslie is a right and left midfielder, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. Say it again with me, probably rinse and repeat more after this. He's come from... Where has he come from? Woking. Okay, after a bunch of loans in the lower leagues of England. A year out, and he's landed at Swansea Uni. Fantastic. Another Premier League player. I mean, we're a sport for choice in midfield, which is the best thing I could have said about this transfer window. Michael Adu is another central midfielder. We're running light on actually bringing in defenders. I've just realised. I did do these transfers a couple of days ago, and now I've rebooted the game, and now I'm remembering, yeah, I still need to get another striker and some more defenders in. Say it with me as well. Michael Adu, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. He has come from West Ham's academy as well. Oh, interesting. We've got 2 players from there. He's had a year out as well, and he's landed at Swansea Uni. Who was the other player who came from West Ham? Was it Bamford? No, it wasn't. It must have been Benjamin Heel. Yeah, so Heel and Adu. I wonder if they knew each other then. Well, more than likely they'd have known each other. Probably from the same youth team. Excellent. So if them two can link up very well, absolutely fantastic. They can both play central midfield. Excellent. I'll probably be playing them two together. Unless Luke Chambers has something to say about that. 19-year-old English midfielder, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. Rinse and repeat. He's come from Port Vale after a year out. He's now in South Wales, so he's not come too far. Port Vale is, what, north of Birmingham or something? Another Premier League player. A Welsh Premier League player, sorry. But it looks like he has a lot of work to do. But if he adds something to our midfield as a ball-winning midfielder, which is what we need, then I am very, very happy. So those are the transfers we've made at the moment. We have a couple of others, about 4 others actually, that we're currently working on. Not going to go through these players yet. If they come in, then we will go through any new transfers that arrive. But for the moment, let us get ourselves into the first match of the season. And I'm not even there apparently, so let me come back to you once I've actually sorted out the tactics as well. 2 things I did forget to mention before we get into the match. Firstly, we did play not a league game, a cup game already against Pontador, if that's how you pronounce them. We beat them 3-1 after a scrappy game, but we're still getting match fitness into a lot of players. I was particularly impressed by Adam Morgan. He is a striker of ours who was already here. And I was going to be playing him in this match until in that last match he went off and tore, or rather he got a damaged Achilles tendon, which is going to keep him out for 5 to 7 months. I mean, when your luck's not in with a certain player, I mean, he's 32 years old, actually, saying that. How good is he going to be when he actually comes back? This might actually be the end of him, and we haven't even seen him in action yet. Also, I didn't go into the dev center in the last episodes. There's a good reason for that, as you can see on the screen. Absolutely nothing worth looking at the moment. In fact, even if we go into the under-19s, I mean, it is an amateur club. It's going to be absolute dross. What would you expect? Right, we are going to get straight into the game. I've done all the set pieces. I've done all that good stuff. Let's see if that's actually going to be any good. God, you can see how weak the defense is. Oh God, so this is going to be fun. It's really going to be fun. Okay, first 11 that we're going to be sending out against Unemployed United. Again, I apologise if I butcher the Welsh club names, because there are going to be some of them I have absolutely no idea of how to say them. So in goal we've got Elias Roos, who we've already gone through. At back four of Elliot Jones, Huddart, Bamford and Sheehan. The players whose names you probably won't know, they were here already. Especially in the case of Elliot Jones, I'm not sure you should get too used to him being here, because he is actually under offer by another club. And as we're all under amateur contracts, myself included, yeah, I don't think he's going to be actually be staying around. In fact, we've offered him a contract, but he hasn't accepted it yet. In the midfield, we have Leslie on the left wing, we have Mulvaney on the right wing, we have Matras and Chambers in the midfield. A word on Matras, actually. I pointed out in the last episode we probably wouldn't see him, well, because of how good he is. Well, a club did actually come in for him, Newtown, in the Cebu Premier, and they weren't actually going to get him until he failed the work permit. So because of that, who wants him at the moment? Because of that, Newtown and Pontypridd, they're both in the division above. They can't get him because they have to pay wages because they're semi-professional, but he can't pass the work permit. And the only reason he's able to play for us is because he's on amateur, so he's not being paid at all. So he can play for us, he can play for any amateur side, but he can't be paid because he doesn't meet the requirement for a work permit. So happy days, he gets to stay around. So we'll see him for at least another 3 months. So we can get used to him for a little bit. And the front two that we're going to be going with are Shirley and Hicks. So Tom Hicks, by the way, is actually my assistant manager. Sorry, Tim Hicks. Whoops. He's my assistant manager as well. So the fact that we have to rely on him as a striker is a bit underwhelming. Hang on. The match squad must have at least 2 under-19 players. Oh, is this in the league rules and I didn't read it? Oh, it says it here in the match rules. So the match squad must have at least 2 under-19 players. Born after the 12th of August, 2003. Oh, boy. Under 21 players are automatically eligible. Yep, that's fine. So I need 2 under-19 players. Right, that should be enough. We're going to have to keep these 2 in the squad until I can actually get 2 players under the age of 19. Right, I can actually finally get into the match. I've had to reallocate some squad numbers because apparently we can only have 25 numbers instead of the normal 99. This is utterly insane, just how much you have to go through in the Welsh leagues. Is that everything? So I now know what the rules are. I now know we only have 25 numbers per season for our entire squad, which is kind of mad. In fact, we're going to leave it like that. Opposition, ask assistant. Yep, all that good stuff. This is the sort of stuff I did ages ago. I'm not going to show this every single time we go into a match. But we are now just going to get into a match, and hopefully that will be the last that you'll see of match rules getting in the way of absolutely everything. So, first match of the entire save of the entire season. First match of my career with Swansea University. And so far, absolutely nothing has happened. Okay, first highlight, and it's gone to Goitre. Oh god, they've hit the bar already. I'm hoping that's actually what their name is because I can't see. Yeah, there we go. Goitre United. It's going to get so awkward when I just forget their name completely and just butcher every single name that I come across. Right, we are playing in the very dark green as there is Hicks who flicks the ball on and no idea. Sorry, hold up. Why is Shirley a target forward? He should be the pressing forward and Hicks needs to be the target forward. Let's just swap that around because that's something I had to continually tell Hicks not to do. Unless Hicks is trying to make himself the pressing forward, which is very, very awkward because he's not going to be good enough. And neither is our defence, which is why we've just gone 1-0 down, conceded the first goal. This might actually be more difficult than I thought. I've been misled, bamboozled, missold PPI with our pre-season form because this was not quite what I was expecting. Now, obviously, we're still trying to figure out what's good for this squad. Still trying to figure out who the good players are, what system they can actually play. So, yeah, this could take some time. I might have to make some changes at half-time. We've gone in 1-0 down. It's been fairly close. We've had more shots and more on target, but they've just taken their chance. That's it. That's literally all they've done. Just disappointed. Yeah, I'm just disappointed in all of you. Honestly. Right, step up and let's see what changes we actually need to make. Have I got Benjamin here on the bench? Yeah, I do. Right, so what I want to do... Matt Truss is going to move over to the left. That's fine. He'll be a lot better there. Michael Adu, is he going to come on? Yeah, Michael Adu can come on. He can play central midfield well. Shirley is going to continue as the pressing forward. So we'll see what he can do in the second half. Let's just see if those changes can just inspire us a little bit in this second half. Okay, we're playing out from the back apparently. I have got the instructions on shorter passing, but... yeah, obviously they're not going to be able to pass at this level. There is Shirley. Point proven, he can't pass. My goodness. I've forgotten as well that the match fitness of a lot of these players is still going to be horrendous. Many have just signed literally in the last 2 days. There is Shirley, and that's a very, very tame shot that the goalkeeper just deals with very easily. As you can see, the likes of Bamford, he's already shattered. I think I get 3 subs. No, I think I get 5. I mean, I suppose we're about to find out. Bamford's going to have to come off. He's tired. And on goes Wyn Thomas, our 43-year-old Welsh centre-back. Look at his acceleration. As soon as he moves, he needs hip surgery. For goodness sake. And, you know what? Luke Chambers. We're going to put Adu and Heel on together. Let's just see what they can do. I'm still kind of undecided if I should go to like a midfield 3 or stick with a 4-4-2. I suppose it depends how we do early in this season. I mean, just for today's episode, we're just going to be doing this first match just to get a feel for the team. And then afterwards I'll do more matches off camera and just try and figure out tactically what we can do. What an audacious finish by Reece Shirley. You just almost disrupted me mid-sentence there. That's a disgusting finish. Let's just have a look at that again. Mattress just playing the ball straight into Hadar, who plays it over the top of the defence. And Shirley, first touch, is a literal chip over the goalkeeper. Disgusting. The low leagues of Wales have never seen such filth. These fans have probably never seen anything so audacious. And from an Englishman, no less. I do know that Welsh and English people... I mean, there's no hatred there. They're just very... tense. Is that the word that I'm looking for? Like they just take the mick out of us, we take the mick out of them. I don't know. Someone just let me know. Oh god, we haven't even got any strikers or wide players. Actually, I took off one wide player already. Huddart is tired, so Spragg is going to have to come on. Oh my god, I've just weakened the defence. No, we can't do that. Yeah, Huddart, sorry man, you're going to have to just continue. We're just going to drop back to positive. We are away from home. Let's not go absolutely mad. And we're going away with a draw. It's not the greatest result in the world. It's not the worst result in the world. We've just had a glimpse of Reece Shirley's audacious efforts that he's going to give to this team. Let's just have a look at this again because this was a delightful goal. Oh, chipped. Jeez. Disgraceful. Right. that is the first game of the season. It's one of those days. Yeah, it will get better. Don't worry. We'll get better, lads. But that is the first day of the season. It's a 30-game league. So we've got plenty of time to try and sort ourselves out. So what we're going to do for the next episode, I'm thinking we'll come back at the end of August, because we've had a lot more transfers in. So there'll be a lot more players to actually go through. And then we'll get into the game against Taftswell. Nearly messed that up. Taftswell and Quimbrand Celtic. I'm not going to do any of the league game, the cup games. Unless we get into the later rounds, then I'll show them. But otherwise, we'll just focus on the league for the first season. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure that you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss the future episodes coming up. I don't know why my camera was just shaking there. But I thank you all so much for the support on this series so far. All likes, all comments, all views, absolutely appreciated by me. And I look forward to welcoming you on the journey ahead. But I thank you all so much for watching and look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.